Hey you guys, this is Rashawn Ellis, just popping in today real quick for news, views, and conversations. I want to try to, share some nuggets, things that I think that are good for anyone that's interested in, being in the industry, entertainment, anything, even if you're just doing stuff online, because you can come in contact with a lot of people that you can network with and possibly do business with. Um, just things to be on the lookout for. I mean, things that we're watching play out now with the whole Diddy situation, his situation, and other people's situations as far as, getting in, meeting people, meeting the execs that pretty much seem to hold your career in their hand. But you got to really question and really focus on, how ambitious are you? You don't want to have blind ambition, meaning what are you willing to do and what are you not willing to do? What do you know for yourself that you don't have to do in order to get opportunities? I think this topic is very important because you don't want to be so blinded by what you want that you're willing to walk into anything just to say that you got the opportunity. I always like to question, how do you feel after you got the opportunity, depending on what you had to do to get it. If you got it the legit way, you should feel pretty good about it. But if you had to do anything to degrade yourself to get it, that's how you know you weren't gifted that opportunity by God moving on your behalf. You possibly got it from the other entity 10 times out of 10. Just things I think that we should, consider. I just really believe that uh, any gifts, any talents that God has given us, He definitely didn't give it to us for us to go and degrade ourselves to try to hustle our way to get to the next plan for us to be able to share that gift with the world. I just don't believe that. My personal opinion, that's where I'm coming from with it. Um, he wouldn't want us to put ourselves in a bad situation just to showcase the gift that he gave us. If anything, he's going to make way for our gifts to be done the right way, a positive way, without having to belittle ourselves, shrink ourselves, degrade ourselves to get the opportunity. Another thing I want to mention is, don't let anybody play you with your gift. Like if they just figure you're so desperate for the opportunity, you're so thirsty, you just don't know when you're going to get another chance to do this or do that. Don't let them use the very thing that they know that you love, whatever it may be, entertainment, whatever, even a regular job or whatever. Don't let anyone play you with your gift. Meaning they see how bad you want it, and because they know that you want it that bad, it's almost like dangling opportunity in your face. But I'm not going to give it to you unless you do this thing that I want you to do. I mean, to me, that's just as good as not even getting close to an opportunity to get anything. If you got to do something wild or just outlandish, and they're making you pretty much jump for it, and you're figuring like that's my last opportunity. Well, if you're a believer in God, you're going to know that's not your last opportunity. And if He was going to give you an opportunity, why would He give you an opportunity to where you have to do something that's not even in, your character? So just some things to think about. Don't be desperate, don't be thirsty. When people a lot of times feel like you're just so, I gotta have it. That's a very good time for somebody to try to prey on you and get you to do the lowest of the low to see how desperate you are for whatever it is that you're trying to get. A lot of people tend to, a lot of times in these cases, they tend to want to take the scenic route, meaning they'll go around. They're not going to take the road that everybody else would normally take, like to get like straight to mainstream. Like in order to do it this way, they probably will be willing to, show some skin, lay with whoever just to get there a lot quicker. But as we already know and what we've heard in the news, of course, some people it actually worked for and some people it didn't work for. I guess from what I'm seeing, it looks like it depends on what devil you meet. You may still get some of what you want, but as I've said before, um, it's not going to last. I mean, some people can get in there and work the system however they work it, but it's a pretty good guarantee it's not going to last if you don't have your head on straight as in how you're going to attain it, keep it, and go in a different direction once you actually do get it. So just some things to consider. And another thing is, you want to definitely be careful of those that are willing to help you. I mean, just 10 times out of 10, when someone is willing to help you, it's a very good chance they're looking at how helping you can benefit them. If they see that there's like really a benefit if I put my hand forth to help this person, what is it going to do for me? And I say that to say, nobody comes for nothing. Anybody that steps to you, says whatever capacity it may be in, nobody comes for nothing. They come for something. And trust and believe if they're willing to do you this big, huge favor, this big, huge thing that could change your life, it's a great chance that they're going to benefit off of what they did for you. And they're looking for to reap the benefits of whatever they've done for you. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about that. I saw a couple of videos with Jaguar Wright and even saw some with Maya. Been trying to find the one for Jaguar Wright. I got to keep looking, but I guess we'll probably go with Maya's video because they both spoke very candidly about, what you should not have to do in order to make it. That's when you look within and say, okay, I want to be solid, like what Maya said. I want to be myself. I shouldn't have to do anything that's going to belittle me. I believe Jaguar Wright spoke to the idea of, if God gave you the gift, the talent is already there. So you shouldn't have to do anything to showcase that. So that's what lets us know that we're dealing with individuals that they're hoping that you don't know how talented you are. They're hoping that you don't realize that you don't have to do any of that to display what God has already given you. All you have to do is go out there and perform. And if they are really about the business of investing in you to take it to the next level, and they know that they're going to be able to reap the benefits of doing that for the right reasons, it shouldn't be, I need you to do this degrading thing in order to bring it to the world, to showcase it, and let everybody know that you really are a star. God already knows what He put on the inside of us, so we shouldn't have to be anything less or belittle ourselves, degrade ourselves in order to show that. So just wanted to share that with you guys today. Like I said, in the climate of what we're finding out, what's being exposed, we can hear a lot of what people have been willing to do in order to get certain things. And I mean, I will say this, some people, they've been in the life for whatever period of time, they exposed to it, so it's nothing to them. And it's easy, quick money for them. But for the ones that are not about that, they're going to have to really like, okay, no, I don't think I want to do that. They may even consider some things, but I would definitely say, definitely, look up and look within before you make any such decisions about what you're going to do to get into the business, I would say. So definitely take a look at the videos that I show you, and I will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Chanel's Music Entertainment TV. Every time you do that, you put us more into the algorithm. I get more subscribers and more people are in tune to what we're talking about over here. So I will see you guys in the next video.
So I want to talk to you about the Best of Me collaboration with Jay-Z. Is there a backstory to that?
My record company at the time, they were doing all of the negotiations. I wasn't a part of that firsthand, so I can't really tell you how it came about, but I know that a couple of entities at the label, whether it be on the advertising, marketing side or independent label side, because I was also signed to an independent through Interscope, which was University Music Entertainment out of Washington, D.C. So I don't have the full backstory on how the collaboration even came together. I just know that I was doing remixes back to back, and there was this artist feature and that artist feature, and I was never around in the studio to even work with that person, which is why I mentioned Lady Marmalade was so special, because I was there, working with the artist firsthand.
Were you pleased that they chose Jay-Z?
Yeah, I was thankful for all of the collaborations. They only helped me, not hindered me. So it was always a blessing to have another person of a different genre or the same genre come and bless you with a completely different vibe from whether it be the original record or just adding, a different energy to your creation. So it always helps because you pull their fan base in, your fan base is intertwined, and it's great energy, when working with other artists, period. Yeah, absolutely.
It seems like when female singers work with rappers, they try to link them romantically, and years later, another rumor comes up saying that you guys had an affair. Even though you denied it, how does that make you feel for something so old to come back up?
Well, what was old just never existed. So, there was nothing to come back up because it never existed.
Well, the rumors keep surfacing.
Well, I'm in a business that comes with a lot of bullshit. If you sign up to be an entertainer, you have to realize that many things are going to be said about you.
Yeah.
If you exist as a human being in this world, and especially in this world with social media, you're going to be talked about. If you have any type of platform to have a voice. Females, yeah, if you have any type of sensuality, sex appeal, or not, you can still get talked about and linked to people that you have never even met, and it is what it is. It comes with the territory. So it really doesn't bother me. If you're in a relationship, it can get a little strange because you have to constantly defend yourself and explain yourself for what really doesn't have to be explained, because it doesn't exist and it never existed. But that's the only thing that I can think of. You get used to it.
What made you address the public?
I never addressed the public about it. I addressed fans that want to know. So I don't make statements for controversy and press and all of that stuff. I answer my fans that may genuinely be concerned and have a question. But you have to understand, and that was also a lesson to me, that anything you do, say, gets snapshotted, retweeted.
Yeah.
And everyone is all over it, whether it be television, blogs, whatever, and you don't necessarily owe anyone an explanation, but fans that follow want to know, and I think it's important when it comes to your character not to shy away from it. It's okay to tell the truth, and it's okay to give somebody a run for their money if they're disrespecting you, especially when you're a female,
Yeah.
because we're often taught not to. And it's just self-protection, and you can't avoid a lot of things, but you do have a voice. And I don't like beating a dead horse. I don't like coming across as me trying to defend myself and come across as innocent, but people get carried away, and they do want to know. Inquiring minds would like to know sometimes.
Like you said, people are so quick to screenshot, pull out their phones. There was a video of you performing at a strip club, and many fans were shocked, but you looked like you were having a great time.
I celebrate myself wherever I choose, whenever I choose. I've been performing in strip clubs for a long time, but because we're in a cell phone era where now they are illegal in strip clubs or many different places where they were not before, because of social media and promotion, those that were not aware were completely surprised. I have a ball, and it's the same thing I would do on a gay pride stage that I would do in a strip club stage. I was having the time of my life, and I was celebrating me, So I will not stop celebrating me. And I'm a liberated woman that makes my own decisions, and I have no regrets. I don't live in fear, and I do not operate from that place.
Yeah, you've been doing it since you were 18, right?
Yeah. A little illegal. A little illegal, but yeah. I really love to explore, and perform in different areas. That's where I test records. That's where I understand my fan bases. That's where I get inspired. Every scene. There's the ball scene and the LGBT community. There's the strip club scene, where you make specific records for the ladies. There are all kinds of places and different venues that I performed at, from theaters to amphitheaters to jazz fest to tap dance fest to you name it. And every place is different with a different demographic. But, I'm inspired by other people that are not necessarily a recording artist, you know, I pull from lots of different areas. So as far as how shows and offers come about, that's usually on the professional side. You know, I look at all the facts and say, oh, sure, you're doing a grand opening. All right, cool. Or where is this? You know, how much money am I making? You know, what do I get to learn from it? May I interview some of the girls that work there, etc. So it really truly depends on how I'm feeling. You know.
I read that you said seeing those women perform is empowering.
Well, you can't believe everything that you read
Yeah.
because that's not what I said. What I said was I feel empowered
Yeah.
talking to people all walks of life. And that includes the gay community, abused women, broken teens, you know, strippers, a lot of people that have been criticized and judged. And when I hear backstories, it can be empowering for the abused woman that, you know, takes matters into her own hands and finds liberation and independency in a job that allows her to take care of herself so that she can leave a situation that is not healthy for her. So yes, in that circumstance, it can be empowering for you not to have to succumb or surrender to some bullshit that you don't deserve because of finances. So I've learned that by just sitting down and listening to people's stories. You know, what I have not said was taking your clothes off is empowering, which the media will spin. I said women are beautiful whether they are fully clothed or not. From every facet, whether that be the mind, the heart, the body, the soul. You know, there's many different components to an individual versus just the flesh. But as you know, you have to be very careful what you say, you know. And yes, it can be empowering in different circumstances as it pertains to that person. But me personally, I'm empowered when I connect with different people and understand them. The common denominator in people is the struggle, you know, and then finding what you relate to and how you can be an asset to them, relate to them or them to you. So that's what I find empowering about stepping into different territories.
Now there are a lot of young female artists that talked about being mistreated in the industry. You have Grimes and Kesha. How do you think it affects them, and do you think it's changed since you first started?
Well, you know, I can't say that all women are treated unfairly, disrespectfully, but I can say that that happens all over the world in every or any industry, in any circumstances, whether it be personal relationships, in business, etc. You know, you must protect your space, but you don't necessarily know what the agenda is behind someone speaking down to you, at you, etc. There are horrible things that happen every day, whether it be in the industry or not, mentally, emotionally, sexually, financially. And you have to break down your value. You really have to assess that and your standards. And it's very difficult if you don't know it, if you can't identify it regarding what's coming at you. And that takes some time to maybe step away if you walked into this game not knowing who you are and your limitations. You know, there can be power plays and ultimatums given for the people that hold the power, whether that be toward a female or male artist. You know, I often find that a lot of women that I speak to suffer from that, you know, but you really have to protect, you know, what you allow yourself to believe, because it will be fed, whether it be your body image, what you need to change about yourself, how you need to sound, what you need to look like, how you need to dress, who you need to date, what you need to say. You grow into that. If you start early in any game without knowing who you are and being solid in some type of foundation, it's very dangerous for you as an individual. And you have to not be desperate. You have to be willing to say, I'm good. Fuck you, and walk away, you know. But if contractually, you have no options, that's a living hell, you know. I find it horrific to have to be bind to negative energies. It's unfair, whether you're a male or female. But I would definitely have to say those in power, you know, that want to abuse it and get off on abusing it, definitely plot on their prey, you know. And you have to be willing to sacrifice anything that you think you might benefit from, a career, etc., and say no, period, and learn how to do it yourself.
How did you stay so guarded within your career?
This is what I did. I said, no, I'm good, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, so sometimes that doesn't translate as far as what you are allowed to have, what you have access to. You will be blackballed. You will be talked about. You will be shitted on. You will be rumored about. But you have to stand strong on what you don't care for. It's not that serious to me, you know, if I have to sell my soul. And people will still try to manipulate, you know, the perception of you, regardless. But as long as you can go to bed at night and look in the mirror and be happy and say, thank God, you know, I've been kept. I'm still solid on who I am as a person. I understand that I might have sacrificed something in the physical world, but the spiritual world is not worth it. You're okay. You don't need to do anything. What you need to do is protect every part of your life, your spirit especially, because everything else is connected to that, you know. And I have people to take care of, so I don't have time to play games, time to be on drugs, time to be on alcohol, you know, trying to put a Band-Aid over stuff that I can't live with. So my best bet is to empower yourself, get educated, and try to make it happen. It may be a process, but no person deserves to have an ultimatum over them.
Yeah.
For fame or for glory, because it's not glory at all.
Did you ever feel like you were blackballed?
You know, I don't like to make excuses like that. I don't like to be bitter. I know what I feel. And when I feel negativity, and when I feel bullshit, and when I feel ultimatums coming my way, I gotta maneuver elsewhere, you know. So I don't give it the time of day to say, oh, I was blackballed, oh, you know, it's because of you that no, I don't make excuses. I just know what doesn't feel good, and I just don't work with those entities, and I just don't work with those energies or allow them in my life, you know. So independent has been a blessing for me.
Yeah.
Not to just any entity, because guess what? The major label system is beautiful. There are some people, not everyone, that have huge egos, you know, and awful mindsets towards men, towards women, towards people. And it's very difficult to be around. It's just very difficult. And the way they define success is not your idea of success. So you have to step outside of your box, which is why I named my label Planet 9. It's the furthest from Earth. I have had to create my own rules, my own standards to live by, you know, and do things in my own time. You know, my planet might not necessarily rotate around the sun 365 days. It might take me 7 years to do something in my own time versus one Earth year. But I have to put myself in a completely different world and environment just to function and stay good, stay alive, you know, and stay happy.
Look, I work with them on Mad. Good guys. Good heart. Good guys. Give you the shirt off their back. Is it ironic? Is it a coincidence that they most of their friends are white and got white wives? They like white women? I mean...
And they develop envy because they go home. They get out the car with their friend, with their other partner, and he listening to your music. They walk in the house, they girl listening to your music. They go downstairs, the kids doing a dance to your music. Now they are hypnotized with hatred.